so I won't be before you long. But my title is "The Fire Was Meant to Refine You, Not Burn You." On Sunday, God told me to remind, encourage, motivate, and warn his people in this season of transition, cutting, molding, and refining for the ministry and as individuals. In this season, you can't fail any test that is given. And I don't know about y'all, but the tests are coming. And these tests in this season, they're not coming lightly. See, we used to the little petty test where the person on the job get on our nerve, or our spouse is getting on our everlasting nerves. You know, we're not getting those tests in this season. God said these tests is going to be tests that you're going to have to show yourself worthy to be able to pass. And it's funny, Pastor said on Sunday that we always blame the devil, but God allows it. Jesus. Now this was a scripture he gave me from the old one, and he said, take it over. Luke 22, 31 and 32. 31 says, and the Lord said, Simon, Simon, indeed Satan has asked for you, that he may sift you as wheat. 32, but I have prayed for you, that your faith should not fail. And when you have returned to me, strengthen your brother. Sift means examine something thoroughly, so as to isolate which is important or useful. We're going to go over that again, because this is very important in this season. Because see, we thinking that the devil is just doing things in our life. And God said, no, no, no. I gave him permission in this season. I gave him permission, but I strengthened you. But it's up to you to take that strength and use it. It's up to you to take that faith and increase it. So he said, 31, and the Lord said, Simon, Simon, indeed Satan has asked for you, that he may sift you as wheat. 32, but I have prayed for you. God said, I pray for you, that your faith should not fail. And when you have returned to me, strengthen your brother. In this season, God is trying to remove, and Pastor was all in it. So I knew it was God. In this season, God is trying to remove and see if you are ready for the next season. Because in that season is where he gives you another portion of your promise. But if when in the fire you burn, instead of be refined, he won't allow the season to come to pass. You'll have to repeat the season. And who wants to repeat this season? I don't know about nobody else. But thus far, we ain't even in the season good. God just started with this season. In this season already, I'm like, okay, God, when we coming out of it? So who wants to repeat this season all because you're not doing what God has asked you to do? He gave you instruction. We've had instruction after instruction. So guess what? He said, go back and remind my people. He has sent us countless instructions on what he wants in the season. So tonight, I'm going to give you a few of them in detail. Number one, he said, I want authentic praise, worship, and prayer. The last two, Wednesday and Sunday, he kept saying, praise me and thank you. But like 2 weeks ago, he said authentic praise. He don't want you just to praise him because you're going through it and you need something. He wants you to praise him regardless. He wants authentic praise, worship, and prayer. Number two, he said a shut down body would never get fed. So you can come in his house and you can sit there all cute or handsome or whatever and not want to praise God. But God said, guess what? A shut down body won't get fed. I'm looking for you to praise me despite of what is going on in your life. Your mind, your heart, and your spirit must be open for me to renew, refine, and rearrange at my discretion. Number three, close your ears. That's our biggest thing. We want to hear everybody. God said in this season, you can't hear everybody. God said you got to close your ears to the closest people to you. Because sometimes they'll speak their opinion and not what I told them. They'll speak what they want you to hear, or a feel-good word, or their emotions, but they're not speaking what God has told them. So now they're in your ear and they're speaking things, and now you're changing your perception of what God already told you. So now you're looking at things like, okay, God, is that what it should be? Is that what it should be? And God said, I didn't tell you to open your ears to that person. I didn't even tell you to get their opinion. I already gave you the instructions. So why are you opening your ears to somebody else? Jesus. And not even then, we have to close our ears to other ministries. We have to close our ears to other preachers. We have to close our ears to other leaders. Because even in that sense, they'll take us in the wrong direction as God is trying to take us. So you have to go to God and say, God, okay, who do I supposed to go to? Jesus. Who do I supposed to seek counsel from? Because you can't open in this season, you cannot get counsel from anybody. Jesus. You can't go to anybody with what's going on in your life. Jesus. Because you will get the wrong things. And that'll set you off course. Jesus. So God said, this season, you have to close your ears to anything and anybody, no matter who they are. Jesus. Number 4, and these are the 5 words. And he told me to break them down by definition. And I know we gave the 5 words the other week. Perception, toxic, patience, faith, and promise. Perception, the state of being or process of becoming aware of something through senses. Toxic, poisonous, the dumping of toxic waste, very bad, unpleasant, harmful, toxic relationship. So you think about it with toxic. If God is trying to change your perception and trying to move you forward, and you got somebody in your life that's toxic, and they poison it, that's just like a poisonous snake. If they bite you, the right snake, whatever snake it is, bites you the right way, they're either going to kill you or they're going to almost kill you. Jesus. So you think about the fact that you got somebody toxic connected to you, and God is trying to move you forward. But that person is connected to you, and God keeps trying to disconnect. He keeps trying to burn them off, but you keep letting them attach to you. So guess what you're doing? You getting all that poisonous. Jesus. So either you're going to die in the spirit, or you're going to be almost dead in the spirit. And guess what? God can't use you. Jesus. Patience, the capacity to accept or tolerate delay, trouble, or suffering without getting angry or upset. Now this is all about, I already know, everybody. Hardest thing. When you getting cut, when God is cutting, molding, and you talking about God have patience. Patience through all this? You want me to just sit here? God said, yes, I need you to have patience in the season. I don't need you to grumble. I don't need you to complain. I need you to praise me, have patience, and allow your faith to increase. Amen. Faith, complete trust or confidence in someone or something. And someone or something is who? God. Purpose, a declaration or assurance that one will do a particular thing or that a particular thing will happen. So we all know when God says what He's going to say, what He's going to do, it's going to be done. So it tells you in the definition a particular thing or that a particular thing will happen. So God already promised you your purpose. All He's asking you to do is change your perception. Allow Him to cut off the toxic. Be patient while He's doing it and have faith. Throughout the Bible, God speaks on purpose. 2 key passages in Isaiah reveals how God will carry out His purpose to deliver His people from darkness and oppression. Isaiah 9:6 refers to the wonderful counselor who will reign on David's throne and administer justice and righteousness forever. Isaiah 11:2 refers to the stump of Jesse who will be given the spirit of counsel and of power. The New Testament, while David served God's purpose as ruler over Israel, Acts 13:36, the Pharisees and legal experts reject God's purpose for them and refuse to submit to John's baptism. Luke 7:30. It was by God's set purpose and foreknowledge that Jesus was handed over to death at the hands of the wicked people. Acts 2:23. His power and will decided the critical, necessary event beforehand. 4:28. A key passage in Ephesians 1:9-11. Paul explains that God works out everything, brings all things under Christian conformity with the purpose of His will. And as I was studying, he took me to, and I'm going to buy this book now because it's good. And I'm going to read what was in the book. But he took me to He Wants You to Know. And it's by Beverly Carroll. But it says, God spent years molding Jacob into the patriot, David into a king, Paul into the missionary and author. You got to understand. He said years. See, we want it right now. And that's what God is saying. Y'all been doing it for years. And God spent years molding these people. So what makes us any different?
Right.
Genesis 1:26. Let us make man in our image. Isaiah 4:43-1. He who created you, O Jacob. He who formed you, O Israel. Romans 8:29. For those God foreknew, he also predestined to be conformed to the likeness of his son. Potters also use fire. Even though the clay must be perfectly mixed with water for them to form the pottery, it must be fired in a kiln in order for it to become waterproof and lasting. Unfired pottery breaks easily, making it unsuitable for use.
Wow.
Then the word of the Lord came to me, O house of Israel, can I not do with you as the potter does? Declares the Lord, like clay in the hand of the potter, so are you in my hand, O house of Israel. But God also gives us the promise that we won't be destroyed in his fire. He promised us in Isaiah 43:2, when you walk through the fire, you will not be consumed. The burning bush did not burn up. It spoke to Moses. Isaiah's lips weren't scared. His mouth wasn't purified. The fire meant to kill Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Did kill the guards who threw them in, but didn't even see the three who met God in the fire. Their clothes didn't even smell like smoke.
Jesus.
God is a refining fire that molds the lives of his children. Trial by fire often reveals our truest character and illustrates our greatest weaknesses. God does not limit himself to a particular formula or pattern. So if we're looking for God to do everybody the same, it's not going to happen. He uses all kinds of methods to purify and strengthen his children and remove that hinders their holiness. He allows us to face situations and endure hardships that help us to put perspective and pure heart and have a pure heart. Jesus gave permission for Satan to sift Peter, knowing that it will refine Peter into the mighty man of God he was created to be. David spent many years hiding in caves from Saul, learning to depend on God for victory so that he would be ready to become king. Daniel had to face the terror of the lion's den to see the power of God displayed on his behalf. God molded Paul into the missionary, Peter into a preacher. God may use trials, temptations, failures, success, persecution, time in the desert, suffering, or even miracles. But his main goal for them all is to make us stronger and to be able to see the reflection of his face in us. Now, on the way here, he told me to get a story of it. So as I was looking, no, I wear glasses. No, I'm not doing it, so hold on. Okay. It said David's weight. So God needs us to understand that even David had to wait. But in his waiting, he did what God asked of him. Even though David was already anointed king of Israel, he would have to wait many years and run for his life from wicked King Saul, because Saul knew David was God anointed and he didn't want him to live so that he might reign over the kingdom. Some Bible scholars believe that it was between 7 and 10 years that David lived in caves, surviving on what he could find to eat, and he never had much time to rest for he was being pursued. Why did David have to wait for so long before he became king? And why didn't David kill Saul when he had a chance? Was it David's conscience that prevented him from killing Saul? In part, yes. But David himself answered this question when he said, "The Lord forbid that I should do this thing to my master, the Lord's anointed. to stretch out my hand against him. Seeing is he the anointing of the Lord. 1 Samuel 24:6. David trusted God enough to take care of Saul, and that is a lesson for us. I'm going to stop right there. Because when we're going through our trials and people are beating us up, and in this season, we're going to get beat hard. Like I said yesterday, they coming hard and they coming fast. But in this season, God wants you to be like David. He don't want you to seek after them. He don't want you to do revenge. He don't want you to do evil for evil. He wants you to continue to seek him. He wants you to continue to be in his presence. He wants you to continue to praise him. And he wants you to do what he's told you to do. And he'll take care of those people. What you need to do is pray grace and mercy, because they don't even know that they're touching God's anointed one. And each and every one of us, God has anointed, just like David. And although we may not have known back then when we were in our sin, or even yesterday or the day before, who we were in God, believe me, the people that the enemy has already sent know who you are. Because if they didn't know, they wouldn't seek you out so hard. So it's a reason why they're after you. They're not after you because you're Sean. They're not after you because you're Sabrina. They're not after you because you're Kim. They're after you because they know what God has placed in you. They know what you can do in the community. They know what you can do all across the world. They know what you can do in your family. They know that you can tear down tradition. They know that you can cut up groups. They know what God has placed in you. Just like yesterday, God already knew what we was going to Ridgeway to do. Believe me, I was scared out of my mind. I'm like, okay, God, I don't know what I'm getting into, because I know where I came from. I know the tradition, but God already had it covered. Even when we went in a place and Aura began to speak, Aura began to pray, this shift, it just shifted. The whole atmosphere shifted. And I will be transparent, my grandmama was there. That's the hardest thing to do, is to be able to talk in front of your grandma. The grandmama that you know that's hardcore and stubborn and stuck on tradition. But I watched her afterwards, and I said, my God is good. She may not have got it last night, but God made it where even after everything, my aunt stood up. And my aunt spoke on our family. She didn't directly tell the people it was our family. But because I know that's our family, and incest live in our family, and lies live in our family, and secrecy live in our family, God opened up the doors. And he allowed it to be revealed so that he can change some things. So God is sending us places. He's doing what he needs to do in the season to get us out of our comfort zone. So what we can't do is, we can't allow the enemy to shut us down. The last couple of weeks I doubted myself, because the enemy came up against me with my mama. And I'm like, God, my mama, God. But God said, you don't understand. And on last night, he showed me. He said, Keisha, I had to close your ears for her. He said, you may get reconnected. See, y'all don't know what I was going through the last couple of weeks. But I praise God through it. You know why? Because God said, I need you to be a David. I need you to praise me through everything. My house is not in order. But guess what? I'm going to praise God. My kids Taylor may go astray for a time or two. Guess what? I praise God. My family has turned against me. Guess what? I praise God. My brother that I've been connected to since birth won't even talk to me like that because of my mama. But guess what? I praise God. I refuse to let anybody stop me in this season, because I know what God has told me. I know what he showed me. So that's what we have to do as individuals and as a ministry. When we go over to Irmo, we have to know what God has told us. And we're not going to back down. They're going to come. They came in Chapin. They're going to come in Irmo, but guess what? We are new kingdom builders. God said, I'm not going through the same cycle. See, we went through the same cycles. When we was in Irmo before, we brought it to Chapin. And we recycled that thing. We even had to go over sermons that we was doing at Mr. Net House. And I'm like, God, we did that sermon before. Why we got to do that again? God says another cycle. It's another cycle. But guess what? God said that cycle ends Sunday. See, it took us a minute to leave Chapin. See, we was trying to leave Chapin early. God said, it's time for y'all to leave yet. I got to sift some people out. God said, I've done my part now. Now I need us, you individually, to do your part. God said, I had to sift some people out first. See, we didn't understand the process. We was thinking, okay, we still in shape, and Lord, we don't want to be here no more. God said, I can't move you until I sift some people out. God said, because what I want you to do in Irma, you can't take that with you. Because see, you taking the old into the new. God said, you can't take the old into the new. So that's us as individuals. Some things that may have not been came to the forefront yet. But God said, as individuals, you need to get on your face and say, okay, God, what's in me that I can't take with me to Irma? I can't take it to Irma. Like I said last night, we got to stop looking at everybody else and start looking in the mirror. God had to show me that. Stop looking at what they done to you and start looking in the mirror. So lately I've been looking in the mirror. I can't even fuss at my husband like I used to. I just have to look in the mirror. I couldn't even get mad at my mom. I looked in the mirror. I can't get mad at what somebody else say. I just look in the mirror. And then you got to block it. God said you got to block the enemy. See, you keep giving avenues to him. God said, how you expect to go any further when you giving avenues to the enemy? God said you opening the doors for them to come in, but then you get mad when they come in. God said you got to block it. God said you scared to block it because you worry about the backlash. God said you getting the backlash anyway. You gonna get it regardless. So close the doors. Stop letting them in. Stop letting them have access to you. Don't let them in your heart no more. Don't let them in your mind no more. Because see, when you let them in there, they start to dwell. And you start your perception and everything God trying to do and you start to change. God said, I need you to close the door and put a lock on it. Not the key lock. The pad that we had in high school that we can't remember the code to. That's what you need. Because see, they can't think of the code. Only God got the code. God said, I need you to close it and lock it. Because you keep, and if I want the door to open back up, I'll open it back up. See, because somebody's going to be in your ear and say, you need to work it out. God said, I'll work it out when I'm ready. They going to be in your ear. Because they think it's confusion. They think it's mess. But God said, it ain't mess, it's me. So I say put a padlock on it. And don't open it up. I'm the only one with the combination. So in order for it to work out, I'll work it out. And when I choose to. But you don't work it out. God said you don't work it out. You just lock the lock.